They ate. I mean, in the end all humans, historic or not, are, well, humans and need to eat. But some historical figures had some really interesting or rather bizarre favorite meals. But before we get into it, welcome to Ace Vault. Here we talk about all things history that are odd, interesting, fascinating, or just truly bonkers. If you like this kind of content, do subscribe for a free Vault entry pass. But now let's go deeper and open the Fact Vault. Number 1. Charles Darwin. Darwin is known as the father of the theory of evolution. But did you know that he was very fond of trying new things? Especially exotic animals. On his expedition aboard the HMS Beagle, he ate armadillos, which he described as tasting and looking like duck. He also led the Glutton Club at Cambridge, where he and other people tried to get their hands on all sorts of exotic animals to eat. The best meat he ever tasted he claimed to be that of a 20-pound rodent, of which no name was given. He did however have a faux pas when he got served a very rare bird specimen, a rhea. As soon as he realized, he quickly tried to save what was left of his meal for experiments, which was the head, the neck, the legs and several feathers. Poor bird. Number 2. George Washington. One of the founding fathers and the first president of the United States liked some foods that might make our stomachs turn. A typical breakfast included coffee, bread and butter, dry toast and sliced tongue. Something that he would eat together. It sounds appetizing, doesn't it? He also liked... Okay, I thought this was something odd, but just the name is odd. Hoe cakes. I had to Google what it was and it's just sort of like a cornmeal pancake. Well, it still sounds more like something you call someone rather than a meal name. Number 3. Queen Elizabeth II. You might be surprised that the late Queen of the Commonwealth was actually a pretty simple eater. But she absolutely loved champagne and loved meals with alcohol, such as shrimp risotto with champagne or chocolate mousse made with a shot of single malt Scotch whiskey. Maybe not so bizarre that it really warrants a mention on this list, but if you were curious about the stuff she liked to eat, you hopefully enjoyed this fact. I myself would probably try these things. Number 4. Elvis Presley. A lot of people call him the king, and after a more quaint diet of a queen, you get whiplash from his eating habits. Of course, there's a famous peanut butter, banana and bacon sandwich, but also a monstrosity called Fool's Gold Loaf. A whole loaf of bread hollowed out and filled with whole jars of peanut butter and jelly and also a lot of bacon. An 8,000 calorie beast. The worst part of it? He often ate multiple of those. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Always keep that in mind. Number 5. Charlie Chaplin. Of course, the famous actor had a lot of scenes related to food, but he himself had some interesting choices for favorite foods too. You see, he liked curry and stews, but one stew he was especially fond of, and it was with tripe, cow stomach. So, I know there are people who like tripe in different ways, and I heard some ways can be really delicious, but I'm putting it on the list because I actually tried a stew with tripe before, and it was the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted. Who knows, maybe it would taste good in another way, but I'm honestly not up to try at the moment. Well, that finishes this video. Are there any entries that surprised you? Foods that you don't find that odd at all? Or is there any weird historical thing you'd like for me to talk about? Leave me a comment, and if you enjoyed this video, a like and a subscribe. Have a nice week and I'll see you next time!